Have friends! Welcome back to Dergy, be playing Persona 5 Royal. Hi Morgana, how you doing? Our only chance now is to ask Yusuke about this. Yee. So let's hope that he isn't difficult about it. Spoilers though, of course he is. I mean, I was expecting him to be the first playthrough. And yeah, he ends up being real difficult about it. In ways that we aren't actually even, aware of yet. But oh boy. Like, we wouldn't even think what he's going to demand of On. For example, poor On. Well, now we know that he has a palace. That in itself is useful information. Let's keep going.
Well then.
Let's call it a day and go to Bettles. Sleppy Durgan go wheel.
Hey, it's me.
Hello, Ryuji. How you doing?
I just can't forgive Madarame, but what On said made me think. To Yusuke, are we just a bunch of thugs?
Probably, yeah. I mean, honestly, that seems like how he treated it. I mean, and honestly, like, we were acted like a bunch of thugs too, you know?
I knew it. It ain't like he thinks it is. Pisses me off just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Good people have to put up with so much crap while shitty adults do whatever they want.
Sometimes it really does feel like that. It's not the entire truth, but sometimes that is exactly what occurs in specific situations. Ugh.
Makes me sick. I'm not wrong, am I?
You're right.
Thanks.
Aw. Yeah, like, Ryuji has a lot of reason to think that way. It's not that simple. There's good people that get what they deserve too, and there's bad people that get what they deserve too. It just goes around, comes around in specific situation. You know, the thing is the way I like to say it is the world itself, life, doesn't really care about how good or bad a person you've been. You know, and there's good and bad sides to that, one could say, you know, because it just kind of depends on your situation, what happens. That's kind of what I feel like, anyway. That's what I believe, because it makes the most sense to me. The world is too malleable to have such finite rules like that. Anyway.
Don't tell On I called you, by the way. Seriously. Well, see you tomorrow.
This song's good. Alright, I contacted Kitagawa-kun about modeling for him. Still waiting for his response. Thanks. I really have no idea what I'm supposed to do as an art model, though. Just be yourself. It's actually kind of hard. I mean, considering her modeling experience so far is just acting sexy, not really being herself, because herself in real life, she doesn't, like, try to be outwardly sexy like that, you know? Look, you don't gotta go all out for this. You're really doing it so you can get Jordan Madarame, remember? That is true. It sounded like Kitagawa-kun want this to be a private picture of his, though. Well, I guess I'll let you guys know when he contacts me again. We're gonna be there for her regardless, because... So, Yusuke's gotta have to suck it up.
I got a response from Kitagawa-kun. He said he wants me to come over after school today.
Perfect. Probably dropped all his plans just to get you over there.
We need to find out from Kitagawa-kun if what we saw in the palace was true.
Hey, quiet down. It's that student council president.
Yeah. Thankfully, Morgana's on. Oh, and he's talking to Mishima, who knows more about us than anyone else except for us. He's not gonna snitch on us, though, but yeah. That's scary that she was able to pin down Mishima, because, well, he's being as quiet about it as he can be, being Mishima, but he knows about us more than any other student does. He knows we're the Phantom Thieves, you know? And that's spooky that she got a hold of him because of that.
It'd suck if she noticed us. Come on, let's split up.
Okay, see you later.
We finally landed a big target. Come on, let's get some dirt on Madarame. But man, Han's late.
Sorry, I was thinking about some things and didn't notice how much time had passed.
Thinking about what?
Don't you think Kitagawa-kun has to be protecting Madarame? I mean, they live together, so he'd have to be aware of Madarame's true nature. The only reason I can think of him doing that is that Madarame has something on him.
Yeah, that's weird. But that's why we're going to check it out, right? You ready to be a model?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
What do you mean prepared? Prepared for what? Something seemed different about her to you?
Not at all.
I don't know. I feel like she's...
Nope, I'm...
Huh. Well, let's get going. We gotta talk to Yusuke.
Kitagawa-kun seemed really happy when I agreed to be his model. Once he finishes drawing and gets a little friendlier, we should bring up Madarame.
Well, that's not quite what's gonna happen, but we're still gonna bring him up. Honestly, I'm gonna fast forward through this because it's a really awkward scene that I'm not too fond of. Also, I'm gonna be fast forwarding through all these particular Yusuke scenes because there's just a lot of embarrassment here, and there's a lot of weirdness here, and there's a lot of everything I don't really like about Yusuke here, and then he becomes a much better character, generally, in my opinion, that's less focusing on fan service and tropes that you know, make comedy things happen, and it's more about him being the great character that I think he is. So I'm gonna be skipping all of these scenes because they just make me really uncomfortable, and anyone who has played the game probably understands why that might be true. And there's just a lot of things that make me super uncomfortable, friends. So, shruggy. Don't get caught. And of course, Morgana says something akin to, "Who do you think you're talking to? I'll be fine."
It's weird how flashy that door is.
Indeed. I'll go ahead and go through this, but again, when it gets back into the room, then I will fast forward it.
And is that a lock? A door with a hefty lock. What could be in there?
Indeed. The plot be thickenizationing. And here we go. It goes from super sort of awkward to super tense. So it's, you know, it's just not my thing. Oops. Okay, yeah, here we go. He's totally out of his mind. I'm gonna have to pose nude if this keeps up.
How dare that, Yusuke?
Oof.
The way he said it, it's not gonna be semi, but full-on nude.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually just gonna kind of skip through this too. Because again, a lot of weirdness. And it ends with, "Oh, you gotta do it anyway, because, you know, fan service. So that all the fans can imagine you naked." You know, I swear that's kind of why they wrote the scene this way, and you know. Yeah, well, I feel like it would have been okay to go through her scene, but I just wanted to get out of that specific scene. But yeah, now we have contact from Oya, who is a reporter looking for dirt on Madarame. So that is nice. Whatever, I still can't forgive it. Demanding to paint Lady on nude, then claim to report us to the police.
Hey, it's me. Got a minute? I have some interesting news. Someone who received a change of heart contacted me on the fan site. Said he wants to meet with you to discuss another person who needs a change of heart.
You want to change your heart?
You're better off talking to him in person if you want specifics. All I know is his target is a terrible person, and that it might complicate things if he posted the name online. I'll have him wait for you at Shibuya Station after school. The guy's name is Nakanohara.
Nakanohara. That's Madarame's student.
And this is exactly what we needed. Mishima really does pull us out. He doesn't know how useful he's being here, because he doesn't know we're already looking into Madarame ourselves. And specifically, and pretty involved at this point with his only current student. So Mishima really ends up pulling us through here, and he doesn't even know how helpful he's being right now. Which is why it pisses me off and makes me sad that he goes through a phase later where he thinks he's completely useless and tries to make up for it in ways that don't really work. And I feel that. Really, really, really do. I've been through things like that in real life. I'll discuss that when we get to him. Mishima's probably the most relatable person to me in this entire game, though I'd have to think on that. It's a toss-up between him and Futaba. But anyway.
I told him to approach you. Good luck.
I found out something insane about Madarame. Sounds like a student of his off himself, and he couldn't speak up about Madarame stealing his work. Oh. It's unforgivable. A journalist was looking into Madarame too. It could be real. Someone died though. No one's talking about it. I bet it was covered up. I wonder if Kitagawa-kun has heard anything. It'd be great if you could help us out. Ain't that asking a bit much? Yeah, at this point, I'd say Ryuji's right about that. He doesn't seem at all interested in wanting to help. Especially now that he knows what we're after, he's just gonna keep shutting us down. But thankfully, something will get in the way of him just continuing to shut us down, and then we'll be able to rope him into our whole thing. We don't even know that yet. And he's gonna be, gameplay-wise, one of the most, awesome party members. And notoriously, among a lot of players, including myself. I love him. I love his costume, and I love his character arc quite a bit. And honestly, as a bi male, he's hot, man. I just wish that they kept going with the romance that they had planned for him, just like with Yusuke. Or Yosuke. It's interesting. Yusuke, both male party members in Persona games that had romances planned for them initially. It's kind of an interesting coincidence. After today, he's probably going to be on edge about us. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, Madarame's still a piece of crap. Let's meet up tomorrow. It'll be our first time at the new hideout. It's that passageway in Shibuya, right? Got it. See you guys tomorrow.
If the rumor Ryuji just spoke of is true, there have to be other victims.
Indeed. Alright, let's see what we're doing this evening.
Well then.
This is our first job as the Phantom Thieves. It's absolutely imperative that we win this one. Yes. It's okay, though. We're the protagonists, so we're totally gonna win, because that's how it works. So don't worry about that. Now, of course, that's not always the case, but winning in the end is pretty much always the case in games like this. Which I'd rather have than not winning in the end. That would suck, right? There's, of course, some games like that. Normally the revenge plots end like that, though. Usually there's the only kinds of general types of stories that end like that. Because it's like a message of revenge leads to bad shit, isn't it, friends, basically. Anyway. Although this is sort of a revenge story, but not really. So it works this way. It's interesting, because, most revenge stories are no matter what. If I have to kill them, they're screwed, then I don't care. I gotta get my revenge. But that's not how this really goes. And it's always about, chasing that one person down, or what have you, usually. And this game is not really like that. But it does have parallels to a revenge story. It's very interesting, but it really isn't one. Because it actually explores the morals of this kind of thing in ways that games usually do not whatsoever, which I really, really like, actually. actually. Anyway. Hello, Sojiro.
Hey.
All sorts of people gather in this big city. Crooks are everywhere. Oh, don't worry about that. I definitely get that. And hell, I mean, we're kind of one of those crooks. Sort of. Not in the same way that you would think I mean by that. But of course we're not going to tell Sojiro that. I mean, come on. Anyway, because that, you know, we're technically breaking the law by technicalities, and they're going to pin us for that later, so, anyway. Hello there, Morgana. Look at him, just chilling, peeking out her bag, all like, oh my god, the world is so cool. I love him. He's a good kitty. Anyway. What's up, television? What you got to see? Next up, a report from Mr. Kamoshida's acts of violence. This scandal has rocked the sports world. Everyone ever involved with him is being pressed for answers. The Volleyball Association is currently considering banning him permanently, and...
Hey!
Drummed out of the Volleyball Association, eh? Well, he deserves it. Yep, definitely. Alright, friends, what are we doing tonight? Can we go out?
Hey!
Nope. I had a feeling, nope. I had a feeling that we could not. We have to go think about tomorrow. We can go out another. But because it let us go downstairs, it's going to let us do things. That's normally how this works. So what are we gonna do? We can't Sojiro it up. We can clean the place, we can study. We can... Wait, hold on. No, I'm pretty sure it's guts again, and we can't really get guts, can we? Unless we can. I don't know. Yeah, we can make some coffee, but again, that's not gonna get us guts. It's gonna get us SP items, though, and closer to being able to actually confidant this man. After, I'm hoping that... You know what? I'm gonna start making a lot of coffee at night. You know why? Because... I want to be able to advance Sojiro after Madarame. Yeah. Also, once we can take control of ourselves after school again, I'm gonna start having to actually focus on Maruki first, before my teammates. I'm gonna try to get him maxed out as soon as possible, but of course, he won't be available. He'll be available about as often as Sojiro, from my experience. So, basically, whenever we have access to Honori Yuji, unless we also have access to Maruki that afternoon, we're going to be doing Honori Yuji until they're maxed out. And then I'll start focusing on Makoto in the afternoons, because I think by then she'll probably be available. Actually, it might be Yusuke before Makoto, because maybe, I mean, depending on how well I you know, do the whole social link thing, I could actually get Honori Yuji maxed out pretty quickly here. I don't know if I actually could before we end up even getting Makoto as a confidant, but we'll see. So that's my rough plan for now. And again, like, I'm going to be focusing on party members until they're all maxed out, and then I'll focus on side people, at least in the afternoons. The afternoon is how I figure to use the afternoons is just as a slot mostly. Unless I'm derping and forgetting, and I'm gonna do that as little as possible, of course, for my, teammate confidants until they're all maxed out, which will be, like, towards the end of the game, really, and then I'll focus on side people. And, of course, if none of my main people are available during the afternoons, then side people are my afternoons. But in evenings, I'll focus on side people if I can, starting with Sojiro, though. So, you know, in order to start with Sojiro, we gotta brew some more coffee, get some more practice in.
Hey!
You can try making some coffee? Yes.
Oh.
Of course, starting with him on the days he's available, but yeah. Looks like you're starting to get interested in this. Heck ye. Hey, you're not trying to impress me, are you? Yep, totally not. Nope. Yeah, actually. Well, whatever. Alright, I'm heading out to buy some cigarettes. Stop smoking, Sojiro. Lung cancer isn't fun. Ask my uncle. He died from it, and I'm not joking. Uncle on my mom's side lost him to lung cancer a long time ago. 10 years? God, something like that. Anyway, sorry for the random deepness, friends. I mean, well, actually, random deepness is probably what you should expect from this series by now, huh? Anyway, I love the smell of good coffee. Hell, from me, not just this series. Any game that has more
Yes!
serious
All
themes,
right.
which is going to be most of the ones that I play, yeah, I'm going to get deep on it, man. Hell, I'll probably find a way to get deep on games that aren't like that, just because getting deep is something I really love to do, and I think is extremely imperative that more people do in general. Society, especially the pockets of society that mostly stick to the internet, like me, you know, people like us nerds and such, we really need to be more deep and less shallow, generally, because the shallowness leads to patterns that end up really just not helping anyone in the end. So, yeah. The way you're drinking it makes it look so delicious. Lebanon coffee, delicious. Meanwhile, I'm drinking tea in real life. Some Irish breakfast tea, to be specific. Twinnings. Good shiznit, man. Looks like the chief's gentlemanly charm is rubbing off on you. Indeed. I am become Charming Durgan. Yeah, once I can... Oh, yeah, there's also the guts thing. So, again, if there are no party members or side people available, I'm going to start gutsing it up. And once I have the guts to start doing some other things... some of the there's a couple of confidants I can think of right now in my head that require guts. It's, Takemi, for one, which I don't think we've actually hit her guts wall yet, or actually have we? I don't remember. I don't know if we've actually had that conversation with her yet. And then there's, we also need guts to start the social link with our good friendo at the gun shop. So that will be another thing to do when I have more guts. I think, yeah, we need at least Dauntless for that, which I think is like, I think it's more than level 2. It might be level 3. We'll see, I suppose. Or something like that. Anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna start focusing on guts later when I can. Looks like you're at it again. How's it going? Yeah, I mean, of course I'm at it again. You left the store because that's what I was doing. You know, you left to get some cigarettes so that I could make some coffee. What are you talking about, Freen? Yeah, those two pieces of dialogue seem a little bit odd. I feel like he should say something that seems more like he remembers the conversation we had before he left and why he left. But anyway, here, I'll have a sip. This taste must be Colombian Narino.
Let
Narino?
me explain.
I'm not sure how you should pronounce that I with that accent mark there. Let me know, friends. The high altitude, rainy climate, and soil of the Colombian mountains creates a strong foundation for their high-quality coffee. Narino coffee has a creamy, viscous body that coats the mouth with fruity and nutty flavors. By the way, these coffee descriptions. Writers, listen up, use this type of language in your descriptions, because it's very good. By the way, A+++++ localization. They took Japanese descriptions and made them such absolutely grammatically flawless English. Just think about that. That is probably one of the harder things to do. I don't know much about languages, but I know that a lot of these Asian languages, all of them probably, are very difficult to translate well into English, you know? And of course this is a localization, so they ended up changing a lot of small things in order to make more sense in English, but I think they did a wonderful job in making most things pretty clear to English-speaking people, even though the original text came from, you know, Japanese. Was written in Japanese, so the flavor profile is bland. You should practice more to bring out the roast's full potential. Although I see you're preparing the cup the way I taught you. I'll acknowledge your hard work. I have a feeling that I'll have to make a good few more of these, and then he'll start saying different things. Once, you know, you get enough practice in. I wonder if you need something like proficiency. I have no idea. I think it's literally just repetition, in this case, that sort of levels up your coffee making skill, kinda. I wonder if there's like a set number in the code, the game's code, of how many times you have to make coffee in order to basically level up, so to speak. I'm pretty sure that's essentially how this works, but anyway. Be patient. Indeed.
Well then.
We should rest now. We have a big day tomorrow. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna be starting infiltrating Madarame's palace, man. Is this some kind of cult, man?
Well then.
Don't forget, from today on, our hideout's going to be at the Shibuya Passageway. Oh, that reminds me, Mishima and Nakanohara should be in Shibuya too. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We're going to be seeing them today, I think.
We're about to head to the hideout too. Who's that?
Yeah, Nakanohara. Yep, hello.
That's Nakanohara. Mishima told us to meet him here in Shibuya today.
For real?
My name is Nakanohara, Natsuhiko Nakanohara, the one who was posted about on the Phantom Aficionado website.
He seems pretty nice. Doesn't seem like the stalker type. I think the change of heart must have worked.
The administrator of that website contacted me. They told me to look for someone in a Shujin uniform with a cat.
So, what do you want?
You may have already heard, but there's someone I wish to trigger a change of heart in. An artist by the name of Madarame.
Yep. More
This
evidence
is it?
for what we
Is the
need.
pupil gonna confess his master's secrets?
Yep.
His shadow did mention Madarame as well.
I'm one of Madarame's former pupils. He gave me lodging at his home, where I thought only about art. I genuinely wanted to be an artist. There was another pupil as well, a very talented man, multiple years my senior. Obviously, Madarame kept tabs on him. Everything he made was claimed as a Madarame original. He wasn't the only victim, though.
Right, we got some real proof of the plagiarism.
In response to Madarame's actions, that senior pupil committed suicide.
Suicide.
He must have been unable to bear seeing his work praised under Madarame's name.
Yeah, Ryuji heard about this and told us about it. Oof, me.
That was when I disobeyed Madarame's orders and left. But he quickly pressured other parts of the art world, and my life as a painter was destroyed.
Oof, man.
I tried to turn over a new leaf, working at a ward office. But it was no use. My attachment to art warped my emotions. Soon I began getting attached to everything. In the end, I even turned into a stalker. I'd like to ask again. Please, make Madarame have a change of heart. Not only for me. It's to save the life of another man as well.
Yep, Yusuke. What do you mean?
Even now, there's still one young man remaining under Madarame's tutelage.
Yep, we have talked to him.
I think he's about your age.
That has to be Yusuke.
Not only is he a talented artist, he also owes Madarame for taking him in after his mother passed.
Yep.
He is the perfect target.
So Yusuke's got no choice but to listen.
I actually spoke to him a few times back when I was still living at Madarame's. I asked him if he found it painful to stay with Madarame. And you know what he said? If I could leave, I would.
Kitagawa-kun.
I have no right to say this given my prior cowardice, but I don't want to see another suicide.
See, what he's been telling us has just been a front. We have no reason to believe that Nakanohara isn't telling the absolute truth with what he just said, so... More than likely, he told Nakanohara his true feelings, because Nakanohara was also wrapped up in all of this, so Yusuke, I guess, felt like he could trust him to say something like that, you know? Not to us, though, because we're outsiders. You know, he doesn't want us, you know... I don't know exactly why he's so adamant about not telling us, to be entirely frank, but maybe it's just because he's afraid of what Madarame would do if, you know, we screwed things up for him and he found out that Yusuke was part of it or something like that. Oof.
I'd like to find a way to save this young man. He has a bright future ahead of him.
Yep, he's a talented artist, that much becomes very clear.
Please consider that when thinking about changing Madarame's heart.
We've been asked to act directly on behalf of one of Madarame's victims. It sounds like we don't have the time to deliberate whether or not to change Madarame's heart.
And save Yusuke.
Hell yeah!
See, this is what I like about Ryuji. Yusuke's been nothing but an asshole to us. But Ryuji still sees that he's in a shitty situation and we can help him. And that's all he fucking cares about here. This is what I love about Ryuji.
Madarame's just a piece of shit who preys on the weak.
Yep.
Suicide. I'll never let something like that happen.
Yeah, Han has a specific motivation to see this through, because Shiho almost killed herself because of Kamoshida. If she can help avoid something like that happening again, Han would absolutely do anything, I'm sure.
Plus, we finally got to hear how Kitagawa-kun really feels.
Yeah.
Well, since we've reached a unanimous decision, how about we continue this at our new hideout?
Hell yeah. In fact, I think we have no choice but to go in today. We're gonna do it for sure. Actually, wait.
Fellow thieves,
I'm pretty certain
welcome to our new
if I
hideout.
can go ahead and actually exit out and go buy things, I will do that first. So, yeah.
Our target this time is Madarame. We all saw that palace. We'll pay dearly if we assume it's just going to be like the last one.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Lady Ann's chastity is on the line.
Not quite. Dude, you're acting like he's gonna fuck her. No. He's made it very clear, and he makes it reaffirmed clear that he just wants to paint her naked, but it's for the beauty. I think I get it, because if you think about it, there's a lot of nude paintings that are extremely famous, because the female body's beautiful, okay? You know, so it makes sense, you know? So it's I get it. It's the reason he wants to make a nude painting is because she has a great body, because she's a literal model, and it's, it's there's something beautiful and pure about, a nude painting that's not, and he probably didn't want to make it, like, super over-sexualized, just to capture the beauty of Ann's body and on herself, So, I get why it's a nude painting, but they really, really sell the she's gonna be naked because it's an anime game, but, so. Anyway.
What?
We'll need to do what we did with Kamoshida. First, we secure an infiltration route in the palace. After that, we send our calling card. Once the treasure has materialized, we steal it.
Oh, I got a question. Madarame doesn't know that we were doing stuff in the
I
palace
love
yet?
Ryuji's voice actor so much. He sells this man so immaculately. He deserves special kudos, for sure.
Why are we already getting treated like criminals in there?
You're learning, Ryuji. Well done. It must be because he doesn't trust anyone. Any unknown person may as well be an enemy.
Or maybe he's just super salty from all those rumors that have been spreading about him.
Then his palace being so crazy had nothing to do with us?
Either way, we should stay on our best behavior. It'll be harder for us to steal the treasure if we needlessly increase the security level.
We need to be careful of Kitagawa-kun this time too. I'm sure that whatever he sees will just get passed on to Madarame.
That's right.
Hey, what is Madarame's treasure going to look like anyway? Another crown?
I doubt that, but my sixth sense will know when I see it.
Oh yeah, you go completely nuts, huh?
Our time limit is when the exhibit ends, right? That means June 5th.
We'll carry out the plan after we've sent out the calling card. So our infiltration route will need to be set in stone 2 days prior on June 2nd.
Now listen here. We can't mess this up, no matter what, okay?
Yes, absolutely. We've got it.
Okay.
I really like this here. I also like that Anna has her back turned so you can see her. I mean, what? I said nothing. Look, I'm an S-man, okay? So, thanks, anime, for being like this. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and stare, nowhere in particular. It's not like I'm specifically staring at An's ass or anything, I mean, why would I be doing that? I mean, come on. Anyway, sorry, okay. This is the first job for Dergy, so let's make sure we do it right. Heck yeah! Come on, it's time to get this mission started. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here, thank you. Boobs piss me off, seeing them flaunted everywhere, because that's not my thing, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't like ass being flaunted everywhere in games, frankly. Mass Effect 2, Miranda. If anyone's played Mass Effect 2, you know what I'm talking about. Her ass is just every time she's on screen. Whoop, there's a nice covert shot of her butt. It's very obviously, here's her ass center stage, there you go, have fun. Oh god, anyway. Your mission to change Madarame, this isn't quite like that, but it's pretty, like, I'd say it's emphasized by just where the camera is in relation. Her ass is pretty center screen, you know. And she's the only one faced our way, too, you know. And also, it's not like, I mean, she's wearing pretty, like, pretty covering clothes, so it's not like you can really show off her boobs like this. So I bet that's part of why they had her facing this way. Let's be entirely honest here. Because I'm sure that, let's be entirely frank here, fan servicing the female characters is probably a huge part of why a lot of artistic decisions are made, because that sells. Because sex sells. But, you know. And I eat it up too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm not one of those, to at least some degree or another. But I'd like to say I'm less so than a lot of other guys. Especially since a lot of the things that's really pushed in Japanese media isn't the stuff I gravitate toward. Like, I'm not about the cutesy-ditzy thing that a lot of heroines in games tend to go for. Like, if it's more of a hot, older woman look, then that's what I really latch onto. Or just, you know, less dainty, more just serious, straight-laced, smart women. That's my thing. And that's also why I love Mikoto so much, and Sai as well. And also Kawakami to a lesser degree. But honestly, Kawakami would probably be more of someone I'd go for if the maid thing wasn't the thing. Because that's another one of those super pushed Japanese fetishes I'm not into at all. Anyway, your mission to change Madarame's heart has begun. You must steal his fetish. No, we stole someone's fetishes. That was Kamoshida. Ugh. Anyway, you must steal his treasure by the deadline. Special obstacles in palaces. Occasionally, you will encounter palace obstacles that are impassable and require interacting with the target in the real world. You will need to leave the palace to find the obstruction. Enter palaces quickly to find obstacles and triumph over challenges before the deadline. And see, that's warning us about there will be one point in this dungeon where that's tutorialized further. It's warning us about it now. Because there is a point where we'll lose a day, basically, because we have to use the real world in order to bypass an obstacle in Mementos. Which is a cool, interesting, conceptual thing that they do in this game. And it really ties in well with the whole cognitive world thing. And the fact that both worlds are connected, because it's how someone sees the world. So, oftentimes, the world physically changing in some way or another before that person's eyes will change how Mementos happens. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Let us... I'm gonna go stock up on... Actually, no. Didn't I stock up before? You know what? Let's just enter. Let's just explore. What we'll do is I'll never exit before we exit and go stock up when we're here. I'll always use after school, like when we're just standing in a classroom, in order to do that kind of preparation. Anyway.
Hey!
Shouldn't we be working on the change of heart first? Well, I guess it's fine. Our target's not here. Let's continue exploring. Wait, hold on. Nope. Whoops. What? I actually did explore Mementos. What I meant was infiltrate palace.
Let's go.
Whoopsie. There we go. Oh wait, we could have held meeting, but we just discussed all of it. So, I'll hold a meeting next time.
Now then.
I'm sure you already know this, but the first thing we need to do is secure an infiltration route. Then we send the calling guard. Yeah, we know the drill. Anyway, let's get ready. Once again, I wanted to make sure I got the right people that I want, but that won't be a thing until you case a party member, which won't be a thing for a while.
Come inside. We've much to discuss.
Alrighty. What this be about? Justine? The plot be thickenization. By the way, okay, I have one bar left. I'm glad I checked it. I'm really glad I checked my, Really, really glad that I just checked my... Okay, I also need to... Hold on 1 second, friends. I could cut this out. I might cut this out. If it's still there, I apologize, but I'm still sort of honestly gathering the work ethic to sit here and watch my whole video after I record it in order to edit things like this out, you know? So, yeah, it might still be here, depending on how I feel. I might have enough gumption to get this done, but maybe not. What I'll probably end up doing is hopefully remembering that I at least want to cut this out and trying to skip around to here and doing it that way. You guys won't hear any of this if I've actually cut it out. We'll see. Alrighty, controller be charging now. Let's go. Thanks to you, I suppose.
Excellent.
Indeed.
I expect no less.
Yeah. I've prepared a special gift for you. I must reward such exemplary conduct. Use this power well. Traits. Every persona has a specific trait, each of which has a different effect. Some may decrease the cost of a skill, or increase the power of a specific attribute. There are various benefits associated with using a persona's trait in battle. Be sure to take into account which actions will best utilize the trait. You can view the details of a persona's trait in the persona's status screen by pressing square. Our master is extending incredible kindness. Shed tears of joy, inmate. Your personas are born from the masks of your heart. They come in all manner of shapes and sizes. Like penises, what? You must master the inner workings of each persona to draw out its power. Just like you must master your penis in order to make your partners feel really good. What? Anyway, sorry. Sex on the brain, as per usual. Hello, I'm Bai, and I am available. What? Do that, and it will surely be of great use to you on your journey to rehabilitation. If you have any other business, you may tend to it now. Yes, I'd like to masturbate real quick. Wait, what? Sorry. No, actually not yet. Probably after I record, though. What? I said nothing. What? Okay, apologies for that, friends. Let's continue. Apologies and also non-apologies. I think I am entitled to be the pervert I want to be, and if y'all really hate listening to that, then you can not watch, and I apologize that I made you uncomfortable. But for everyone else that is cool with my perviness, just be warned, it's gonna be all over the place. And I hope you'll find it amusing or fun. And I just think that I should be unashamed to just be myself, even if it, it's the kind of thing that people tend to be not too fond of, like super perviness like that. But I enjoy when streamers get super pervy, because it's just enjoyable to be like, they're turned on, That's just me, so because I like that stuff, I'm gonna do it. I like pussy, I wanna fuck Makoto so bad, goddamn. So, I'm just gonna make random comments like that, because it's just, and I've been already, because, yeah, I enjoy that in Let's Plays. So, I'm just trying to make something I'd like, and I hope that a lot of other people would too. Bam, done. Makes sense, right? Welcome to my Velvet Room. What do you need today? Create new personas.
You wish to perform a fusion.
Okay, let's see if I can do anything new here. Level 15. I want to make new personas that don't get rid of my lovers or... Hold on, wait. I don't have a... No, yeah, I do. I do have a chariot and lovers. Okay. I want to make 100% sure that I have a chariot and lovers at all time. At the very least. Also, I need to make sure that I have a counselor. Hold on.
Excessive power only leads to destruction.
Inugami.
Now choose.
Select the first persona. Hold on. Hold on. What was that counselor persona? It was on Meraki, wasn't it? Which was a moot. And... counselor. Oh, that's a 22. Ah, whoops. Ah, dang. Okay. Any counselors I can make that are actually my level? Makami. Counselor. If I have to rebuy one of my other two, then fine. But looking for Counselor. I'll just go down the list. Moon Death, Temperance, Death, Hermit, Magician, Moon Death. Moon, Magician, Justice, Faith, Moon, Temperance. Death, Magician, Tower, Chariot, Moon, Justice. Temper, Justice, Tower. I bet that 22 is the only counselor I can make right now still. Hermit, Moon, Fool, Temperance, Lovers. Okay, it's looking like... Hold on. I want to make damn sure I have a counselor even right now. Even though that's going to be... It's going to make me full, though. Frankly, I probably need to make something that's a good bit below me. I'll just kind of condense these two into Jack Frost because I want less slots. And also, maybe, hopefully, Jack Frost will help me make something that's a counselor, or at least make something that's a bit more my speed. So yeah, this is just sort of a junk fusion to make sure I have, more space. Oh yeah, the traits system, which is also unique to Royal. Traits are compatible of being inherited during fusion, or capable of being inherited during fusion. Should you make use of this properly, you could very well conclude with a nigh unstoppable persona. However, some special traits cannot be inherited. In any case, only one trait can be inherited during fusion, so choose carefully. Striking weights. Strengthens physical skills by 20%. Increases damage after a baton pass. Increases SP cost of ice skills by half. You know what? Just more damage, period, after a baton pass. Because baton passing to Joker, or baton passing in general, is definitely one of the mechanics I'll be really focusing on when I can. Because it's just really powerful. In Royal especially, but in the original it was also nice. But I'm just glad that in this version you don't have to grind everyone's social ranks up in order to even be able to podcast with them. You can just do it from the get-go, which, thank you, game. It really smoothed out a lot of the gameplay weirdness in the original, with the Royal version. Again, I'm gonna really focus more on... I'm gonna do accuracy evasion, because I'm thinking I'm mostly gonna be wanting to focus on decreasing their ability to fuck us up. That'd be a smart thing to focus on first, I feel. So again, I'm gonna focus on giving a lot of my personas more of these skills just as a way to get me to use them more, because I don't think I used them enough in the past, for sure. I really don't think so. Let's go ahead and skip these. I don't know why I was letting that play out. It's a very generic cutscene. Every single time it's the same thing. Unless an accident happens, which it'll still be obvious when it happens. Otherwise, I will take good care of you, Jack Frost. Don't worry about it. Cute. Behold, the Magician Confidant is awakening your persona's hidden power. The power of basically Atlas's mascot. Atlas is like #1 mascot. And Atlas has a lot of mascots because they're a Japanese game company. Because that's just kind of part of being one, I've noticed. Teddy and Morgana and mascots everywhere, man. Jack Frost is definitely one of them. Anyway, speaking of Jack Frost, though, what can you do for me as far as personas are concerned, eh? Yeah, Ame no Uzume is the lovers that I already have. Yep. The new ones I can make are too high for me. Oh man, the High Pixie is just one level too high. Alright, so I'm gonna hopefully be able to fuse a lot more of these once I get back. Boogie. For now, Well, I could also, you know, go ahead and get that second Ame no Uzume. It won't let me have two of the same, will it?
You okay with this?
Will it? Maybe it will. Well, yeah, see, this way I can use one of these two Ame no Uzumes, right? Oh, nope. Okay, yeah, no, I can't do that. Okay. And what I could do is fuse that one away and then fuse that one, right? So what can I do with it? I can't make Nigimitama, which I'd like to, but that requires me to be 7 levels higher than I am. So that's a weird. Can I make anything new? I don't know if I can make another Ame no Uzume. I'm cool with using at least it. Can I make any other better chariot stuff, actually? Maybe I can use the, slime that way, then. Chariot stuff. Looking for chariot. Yeah, there's literally no chariot options in this entire little, you know, in these options here, rippity. Alright, well, I'm just gonna level before I do anything else with that. And frankly, there's nothing stopping me from getting a counselor persona, maybe even just from this dungeon, but also when I'm a little bit higher level, when I'm actually going to be able to have access to him. And like when I realize, oh hey, I can hang out with him, then I can go here and then get myself a counselor persona as early as possible. I could see if there's one in my compendium, but I won't because it'll be pretty weak for the purpose of exploring the dungeon. I only have 2 slots left anyway. So, because I'm not really going to want to fuse any of these that I've gotten here, so...
You change your mind?
Now, I'll start to be able to use those junk personas for other things later, but for now, I can't.
Done already?
So...
What?
I want to go back, yes.
It is time, inmate.
Notice yourself with the many facets of the heart that dwell within you. Doing so will propel you to greater heights and give you strength as you work toward your rehabilitation. Go forth. I have high expectations for you. Well, don't, you know... Well, don't... I have too high ones, but I'll do my best. But yeah, look at me there. Hey, Joker, what the fuck are you doing, man? You cool?
Come on.
What are you standing around for? It's the program, right? You're a vital member of the team here, man. The fuck? I'm sorry. Just spacing out. You know, I can really, like, even though I don't have
Let's do it.
brain conversations with mystical beings in my head, I do space out a lot, so I feel Joker there, being snapped out of it by angry people going, hey, pay the fuck attention, please. Because that is a lot, that has been a lot of my life, let's be honest. Alright. It's been a lot of my experience with people and situations, and especially school and work so far. So, yeah. Whee! And also gaming with other people, that's the other thing.
I can feel it.
I mean, honestly, part of the reason I love single-player games so much is because they're less stressful to me. Like, now I kind of have this sort of pseudo-PTSD thing when I play games with other people. I'm really stressed out because basically my mind is bracing for feeling really bad about a mistake I made because someone's yelling at me about it.
Feel it.
Because that was so much of especially my childhood, playing games and people constantly getting angry at me for just screwing up more than anyone else in the group, you know? Severe ADHD does that to you, man. And medication never really fixed that for me, and I tried a bunch of them, so I'm just not going to try medication anymore. You know what? I've made more progress off medication than when I was using it. Because I've decided, okay, if I can't use medication, what natural stuff can I do?
I can feel it.
I've been practicing mindfulness in my own way that I can actually stick with. That's been really helpful, you know. And honestly, part of that mindfulness is doing stuff like this. Getting involved in these kinds of activities that I love to do, like sitting here and recording this series, and just doing my best to relax into it, and just let the words flow from me, let the actions flow from me, the button presses, you know, the controller usage, and just enjoy the game, and just really focus in on it, and let everything else in my brain just float through it and right back out of it again. It's an infiltrated laser device. If we touch it, the security will increase.
Come on, man.
Hold on, there wasn't anything like this last time though. The rumors might slowly be making Madarame become more wary of us. That makes sense. I like how they designed these dungeons and how much of it goes back to... how much of it is explainable by psychology. Even arguably a lot of these things that aren't actually explicitly stated, you know, by the characters. You can piece together from these explanations as to why some parts of the palaces and mementos are like this. You know, you can logic out more of those kinds of explanations for probably really anything else in the palace. They're designed really with the psychology in mind, which is a really fascinating and interesting way to design these kinds of things. It's really cool. Joker, they're not easy to see, but you should be able to do it with your skills. Be careful. Infrared lasers. Definitely feel like a thief going through a place like this. Museum with lasers. Classic, man. You can detect infrared lasers with third eye. If there is a wide enough gap, you can slip through by pressing the X button. This can also be done by holding X as you approach, but remember that you can only pass through if there is enough room. So, sometimes there will be ones that are just completely blocking your way, but this one we can slip under. Just like that. Look at how stylish that was. But this here, we will not be able to pass through there, because 1, 2, 3. That's not enough space for us to slide under. So, yeah, very cool there. But, there's a guard right there. Let's kind of wait for him to come back around, because I have a feeling when he comes back over here, he'll be close enough for us to pounce on. No? Not quite? Okay. Okay, so how do we get to him without really danger of him seeing us then?
Somewhere.
Do. See if I... Wait, what if I do this? There we go.
I'll reveal your true form.
A little risky, because if I didn't get him right away, he'd turn around, but it's all just being very careful about your actions. I'm still working on that kind of thing, but I'm way better at it than I used to be, so. Alright, see, this is what I'm talking about with being careful with your actions, because a lot of times when I get excited, which this combat music makes me excited, and the combats in this game are so fun to me that they make me excited, but that's why oftentimes in combat specifically, and when there's some pretty intense situations in the exploring as well, like when I know I need to really be careful or a lot of things will be on me, and a lot of times I'll end up butterfingering and pressing the wrong thing and that kind of thing pretty darn easily. I'll slip into that. But it's really satisfying to be able to remember to slow back down. And, alright, so what do we need first? First we need to...
We should check its affinity.
Yeah, walking through the steps out loud tends to really help me get this stuff done. Anyway, meaning that we need to just try things on. So, let's try Frey, because we haven't had that yet. We won't have that on a character until we get Makoto, who we won't be getting for a good little while here. What about physical?
Finish you. I missed.
Oh, well, it was Lucky Punch. It had a really good chance of missing. I forgot that. For checking affinities, it would be better. For checking physical affinity, it would have been better to just hit it. In fact, nope. Still missiled. We might just have a really high physical evasion. I know that's like a stat thing, or maybe it's just luck. At least, I don't know if there's a specific physical evasion stat, basically. I don't actually remember that, but yeah, that was definitely a luck of the draw thing, regardless. If there is a stat that is, or something that is specifically tied towards like evading physical, let me know, friends. I feel like that is a thing. Like it's an ability some things can have. I think at least, or they might have it. Anyway, I don't think we've done Elect yet, because for Ryuji, we tried... I know we haven't. Oh hey, go ahead on. And this will actually get us crit, so that I do believe we can... actually, yeah. Yeah, we can hold up. Very nice. Oh, it'll get us a crit on everyone. So that's very nice. It's level 9 too, so I can definitely just grab this guy. I don't think we have a Mokoi yet. Lend me your power. If that's the case, then let's talk. I want to know what kind of person
That
you
one
are.
looks pretty gloomy, but don't overthink it. Just go say hi.
You just waltz into our territory, acting like you belong here. Who in the blazes do you think you are? I feel bad about that. If that's true, then back off. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Seems like you might have gotten the wrong idea. I don't hate you. No, I don't feel that way at all. Hold hands here? Oh, no. Whoops. Okay, no, that wasn't the right thing either. Yeah, see, a lot of these answers, it's really hard to figure out what it means. Like, I don't know. It's really hard to figure out what the game even wants you to do, no matter what options you're given a lot of the time. I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes it's a little more intuitive, but right now, I wonder if it's a translation/localization issue, or if it's supposed to be that puzzly. It's less about logic and more about trial and error still, it does seem to be. But it seems like it was designed, or at least it's telling you that it should be more of a logical thing, but it seems to be more trial and error than anything else. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, Garu, we haven't tried that yet. Okay, cool, that's what it was. So Morgana can also do a number on these things, so let's try that again.
It looks so depressed.
So yeah, this one's gloomy. Alright, so that's not the right one. Me! Okay, no, okay. I apparently don't owe you an answer might be the one that I need to answer. Not to mention this, but I'm well connected, okay? Those people are pretty complicated. Complicated? Oh, that's right, how do I put this? Even explaining it is complicated. Okay, cool, so see, that's interesting. I see, so it was my destiny to find myself with you. My new name is McCoy. I'm Persona who will be with you. From now on, I'm on your side. Yeah! We got a new Persona friend in our mascot. Feels Gucci.
Your power's incredible, Joker.
Why, thank you, Morgana. You're incredible, friend. I do believe that's Morgana, but like that's Morgana's voice actress. That line has always sounded to me like Morgana's voice actress slipping more into her normal voice accent.
I can feel it.
Anywho.
I'll reveal your true form.
Now's our chance to strike.
Persona!
Yep, Playin, so Playin. In fact, I'm pretty sure I remembered specifically that who no likey shoot bang. Da-do, let me yo. Power. You wanna talk? As if. I won't lend my power to someone super lean.
Get it, grumping around. Better not make any wisecracks with this one.
Hey, so this is assault, right? Maybe I'll call the police. Maybe I'll tell them that you were worse than you actually were. So this one's a little bit more, well, I'll see if I eat my words here. But this here is a little bit more easily discernible for me so far. As I really try to figure this out, because I never really did sit down and do this before, frankly. But, sit down and do that before, frankly. But, not making wisecracks. It's been a little bit more parsable for me than... I still don't really know what you're supposed to say and not say with the gloomy ones. It's really vague to me, that one specifically. Let's see. Call them, I dare you, forgive me, it was self-defense. That sounds like a wisecrack. That one does too. I'm gonna go with my gut and say... Nope, okay. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, so I heard the human idols have these big auditions. Honestly, aren't I like way better girl than those idols? You're more unique. Okay, whoops. Okay, yeah. Again, see, I did eat my words there. Ooh. Ooh! Girl talk, there we go. Thank you, An. What do you want me to do? Huh.
Here. Bye-bye.
Take this instead of me. That sounds like she literally thinks I want to rape her, but, you know, I know that could also just translate to mask. But, whoopsie, oh well. I guess I didn't really know what that one was talking about either. Like, it depends on the options. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes, and honestly, more of the time than not, they seem to not make sense to me. Anyone else have a similar... I really do feel like that could just make more sense. I wonder if it makes more sense in Japanese, that whole system. It very well might or might not. Anyone that speaks Japanese and has played this game in Japanese, I'd like to know what your thoughts on that are. do do do. Whee! Do. There's a guard over there. Let's fook them up.
Show me your true form.
There's a dangerous one in there. Maybe we can hit their weak point.
So Garu, meaning that.
Go.
Alright, pass the baton.
Wait, what else? Is there anything else?
Enemy's weak to wind.
It looks like we've tried everything on them at this point. So. Yeah, let's just double Garu them.
So scary how good I am.
So I have that one by now. Let's try to get Huapo.
So scary how good I am.
Find a shade.
Words aren't getting through.
Oh, that's right. It's one of the... What's one of those? Well... Will it? Yeah, okay. Oh well.
Okay.
By the way, wait, do I have that new gun and is it better than what I had? The one that, just random thought, the one that, hold on, random, wrong thing, that, he gave me. Yeah, whoops! Riot Police E. It probably expects you to have the Riot Police E by now, huh? And, like, I was wondering why I do so little damage to her with that gun. Even though they will be. Although the guns tend to do not great damage to them sometimes. Sometimes, I don't know, they're not really, they don't do a lot of damage, the weaknesses, sometimes, to some personas. I do wonder what the stats reasons for that are.
Use electric moves. Those are its weakness.
Go.
Alright, pass the baton and you did it, Skull!
Let's try Huapo again.
It doesn't look like it's in the mood for jokes.
Okay,
The
yeah.
witty
Looks
banter
like
for later.
Huapos are... Haven't Huapos always... Like, there's been... No, there's just been the two. But this one's grumpy too. I wonder if they always tend to be grumpy. Or if that's just a coincidence in this case. I guess we'll see later, huh? Whenever I find another Huapo, I wanna... If I remember, I'll test it. What about this? Here we go. Oof. Oofity. She acts like a super spoiled teenage girl. I'm guessing that's like, for some reason, what Huapos are supposed to be portrayed as, or I guess, like, I'm pretty sure, like, there's a lot of the female shadows that act pretty provocative like this, and frankly, I think it's, and have a lot of stereotypical, like, heroine attitudes, I guess, of females in games, and I think it's because, again, fan service. I don't know, though. Anyway. And they often tend to assume that we have, like sexual or, like, dating-esque intentions towards them, even though we can't have that towards anyone other than our female party members, and, well, actually, anyone other than our female confidants in actuality, in, like, actually, like, canonly represented ways in this game. Anyway, but of course that does not stop people from making hentai of all of these female personas, because a lot of them are presented so provocatively. Not so much the Huapos, but there's a lot of skimpiness in some of the other designs, and there always has been, you know. It's a Japanese RPG. It's just kind of par for the course. Anyway. That sounds really... she's probably gonna like that. I'll probably just agree with her here. Oof.
Wow! I am thou, thou art I!
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Your power's incredible, Joker.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
All right.
Yeah. We done did it. Yeah. Oop. Whee! Right over those lasers. Super stylish, super thiefy, super sexy. A lot of these changes feel like things that they had the idea for in the original game, but didn't have the budget to put in the original game because they so seamlessly fit in a lot of these areas in the game, you know? I do wonder if that's the case with things like this grappling hook mechanic here. Yusuke. Don't worry, bud. We're gonna get you out of this guy's trap, and you're gonna be one of us, and it's gonna be awesome, because you're gonna be one of the best party members by a lot of people, including my own idea, gameplay-wise, and otherwise you're just gonna be an awesome person and one of my favorite characters. So hell ye. Or you are one of my favorite characters, but of course, this Joker doesn't know what he really is like yet, because he's still putting on a front in the real world. Yusuke might change his mind if he saw this too. Oh, he will. Don't worry about that. He absolutely will when he sees all this. I can see into the future, Ryuji. It's beautiful. And also not beautiful at points. Like, you know, the time when he's actually gonna see all this stuff and the initial despair that he ends up having about it.
I can feel it.
Very understandably, too.
Show me your true form.
I think both of them are gonna notice me. And maybe that one will rush straight into this fight, because that is something that can happen, so I'll be bracing myself for that.
So fire is its weak.
I don't think I have an Apsaurus yet, so... Well... I'll just change to this one and Zeo. This one.
Go down.
And then,
Looking cool, Joker.
pass to Morgana.
Go ahead.
Pass the baton.
Bam.
It's almost scary how good I am.
Okay, I do have an Apsaurus then. Huh. Here we go. Maybe a brat, but, you lady are very scant to the cut. That's what I was talking about. Apsaurus is one of my favorite designs for Personas, though. Alright, so, as per usual, I'm gonna start picking out some of the lower level ones. As long as it's not like a counselor, because I'd really like to have one of those. I don't think we have the hanged yet. Oh yeah, there's also, Mishima, but again, I'm gonna be focusing, and I have a moon right here, and I'm gonna keep him because he's level 13 for a little while, so... I don't know if no, I don't have a Huapo in the compendium. I don't have a Mokoi in the compendium either. So... Maybe someone I know I have in there. I probably have Apsaurus in, but I don't actually know. So... I'll do Jack Frost then. Magician is... Yeah, Magician's Morgana, right? You don't really need one, because Morgana is one that levels up with you, so you don't really need one. So I'll get rid of him.
Alright. I can see it. I'll reveal your true form.
There we go. That one actually didn't rush in to that fight. It feels good, man.
Now's our chance to... Gunshot should hit its weakness.
Could hit all these as well, but
You can aim for their weak
something
spot.
else. I don't want to waste his SP, and also, since we can baton pass like crazy this in Royal. There's no reason not to do that, especially to conserve Joker's SP, but also to make sure that everyone's stuff is more potent, which is very sexy. He's probably gonna murder that Mokoi this way.
Pass it on to the second person. It's almost
Serves you
scary
right.
how good I am.
Let's see, I got all 3 of these, so... Experience. Very nice.
Okay.
By the way, how's Peep's health?
They were too weak to bother with.
Absolutely perfect.
See it.
Yep, Morgana seems to be maybe the only one that's even gotten hit at all yet. Feels good, man. I feel really good about how I've been playing. You know, I've had, you know, my ADHD and, I've had a lot of mental struggles with focus. And, you know, wanting to be better at games for this Let's Playing and you know, general online gaming content dream that I've had for so long, has really helped boost my confidence as I just keep working on it, regardless of how much I feel like I can be better, and then I just end up being better, no matter how much I thought before that I could or not. Human minds are more malleable and adaptable than we often feel like they are, because those feelings are just that, they're feelings. They don't necessarily relate to reality in any real way. And so if you really want to do something, you just need to try it. Because the more that you don't, the more that you suffer. And the more that you do, the more you know, the more, you know, you get to the kinds of opportunities you've wanted, the more that you have the kinds of experiences that you crave and that you feel you're in the world to experience. And the more opportunities you pass up that you felt good about, at least part of you did, you know, besides the parts of you that, for whatever reason, out of many that are possible, you decided you shouldn't do it. You know, when you do that kind of thing, what you're doing is you're making yourself suffer. You're depriving yourself of the kinds of experiences that you subconsciously are drawn toward in one way. So you're making yourself suffer, because those kinds of experiences, regardless of the trials and tribulations that may come with them, they're all enriching, especially if they're things that you choose. And of course, sometimes, you know, they're always going to come with some unpredictable things, but sometimes those unpredictable things are awesome, and otherwise, well, you know the old adage, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know. And I'm embracing that more and more, and being less afraid to take chances, and that's part of why I'm working on this stuff. Like, I still haven't really gotten much in the way of views or subs on YouTube, but I'm working on these series because I enjoy them, and maybe my break will come one day, and maybe I won't ever be very popular on YouTube whatsoever in any stretch of the imagination, but this is awesome to me, and I'm getting more and more into the hobby, and I'm hoping that it will become more of one, or at least at the very least it will more than likely, it's making my brain much more, it's giving me a taste for just working on something that you want to do, regardless of how afraid you are to do it. And that kind of thing has been something I'd struggled with very much my whole life. So, yeah, it's really good to have an endeavor like this that makes you grow in a way, which is why trying things that you're really interested in needs to happen, regardless of how afraid you are to do them. Like, I want to be a musician. I want to pick up a guitar, start learning, and I'd like to see if I can actually make some music and put it out there and, you know, at least have some people enjoy it. Maybe make some money off of albums and streams, maybe. But I mostly will probably be just a hobbyist musician. But I still want to make music, you know. I want to do this stuff, and I also want to be a writer, and I also would love to be a game designer, or at least be involved in a game company as mostly a creative director, and mostly on the story axis, really. Marginally involved with the gameplay, and I'd also love to be the voice director as well, or at least on the team of voice directors. Pick out a lot of the voice actors as well, you know, be involved in the auditions, as I imagine most voice directors, if not all, are. I would imagine they are. because I always have a voice for my characters that I can hear, or at least a general idea of that character's voice when I come up with a character, and so, you know, of course, I know what I'm looking for, or what I'm listening for, I suppose I should say. Anyway, random tangents aside, I think that talking about your dreams like that, you know, not specific plans like, I'm gonna do this by this, that can be dangerous and set yourself up for failure in a weird reverse psychology type way, and there's a lot of research on that. But just talking about your overall dreams and aspirations, I think, is good, because it gets you thinking about them more, and, you know, the right people will encourage you for that. And people that don't encourage you for that, those are the kinds of people you probably need to stop, being with as much, because those are the kinds of people that are going to hinder your dreams, you know. Anyway, the security will probably get a little more fierce as well. Make sure you don't touch anything or run into any of the displays, alright? What are you looking at me for? Look at me for? Poor Ryuji. I don't like how much Ryuji's... There's always that, like, one butt of every joke character. Oh, he's gonna fuck up everything. Oh, you know. Oh, Ryuji, or Yosuke in Persona 4's case, you know?
Somewhere.
I don't like that trope. And I think part of the reason is because I know I've been that person in a few groups. I'm arguably that person in my main friend group. And it's not to this extent, or I would have left those people, frankly. I love them, they're awesome people. But, you know, I tend to be the kind of person people make fun of easily because I'm a derp. And I think that, to a certain extent, that's a good friend dynamic to have. But when it's as harped on as Ryuji or you know, that poor Ryuji and poor Yosuke are, it becomes borderline abuse at that point. And I know because I've been in situations where it's been about that severe, and I've left those people because it felt horrible being around them. I always felt like I was gonna be attacked, and then when I was attacked, I felt awfuler, and then I just left those people. And I'm happier for it, you know. Anyway.
Focus.
Damn it, looks like we ain't gonna get through here. But we are gonna go around and get through this way. At least I think we are. I think I remember there's some tutorial thing here in the way. Oh, no, okay, you gotta jump over that one and under the other. That's right.
I have something.
Oh! Remember, be careful how much you're moving forward. Oh, hey, nice. This is a nice place to leave off for now.
Looks like this place is safe.
Indeed. So, let's chill out here. You can now quick travel to the first exhibition room. Very sexy. Sweet. I think we're going to be able to come right back here if we want to. Very nice. Alright, friendarinos.
Let's do it.
Hope y'all enjoyed this session as much as I enjoyed playing it. And like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to. That'd be fucking awesome if you did that for me. And I will see y'all in my next episode. Bye-bye, friendarinos.